Okay, here we are on part 3 of our year in review PowerPoint. At this point, you should have typed in all the information for your 9 different slides, but not done any formatting changes. And that is where the Slide Master comes in, where you can change the formatting of all of your slides all at once. To access the Slide Master, you go to the View menu, and under the Master Views, click on Slide Master. And now what looks like a whole bunch of slides is actually a bunch of templates. And whatever you change these templates to look like is what your actual slides will end up looking like. So don't be concerned that all your information has disappeared. These, again, are just templates. So at the top of these templates is one that's a little bit larger than all the others, and it's the master template, where the changes made to it will actually affect all of your other templates. So if you don't want to have to individually customize each one of these templates, you can just change the top one and it will affect all of them. The first thing you want to do is to go ahead and change the background, and there's a couple of different ways to do that. The easiest way is to click on the background dialog box launcher, and you want to choose what kind of fill you want. For this one, we want to use something that's a little bit subtle so that you can read things. For example, if you're going to use a pattern, something like this would make it very difficult to read. So if you go with a gradient, there are some presets. Again, some of these presets are a little bit too intense to actually be useful, but some are nice and subtle. I'm actually going to go ahead and pick this one, and I'm going to click Apply to All, and I'm going to close out. And you can see over here on the left side, everything has been applied with that particular fill. Now what I need to do is to adjust my text color, because this particular background makes it impossible to read a dark text here at the bottom or at the top. So I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to make it actually white so it's a lot easier to read. And I'm actually going to do the same thing to my other text. So I'm going to highlight all of it and make it all white, a lot easier to read. I'm also going to go ahead and highlight everything and change the type of font I'm going to use. So I want to use something a little bit fancier than just Calibri, but again, I don't want it to be unreadable. So scrolling through, I'm going to use Arial MT Bold, or Rounded MT Bold, and I think that looks good. It's nice and readable. It's a little bit more intense. All right, now what I want to do is I want to adjust my footers down here so that my date and slide number will automatically appear. And to do that, you go to the Insert menu, and I'm going to go Header and Footer. And I've got a footer here, so I'm going to go ahead and check mark the fact that I want the slide number to appear. And I want the footer to appear, and I'm going to go ahead and type in what the date is that I used on my first slide. And for this one, I just used May of 2012, and that way that date will show on all of the slides. And I want to make sure that it doesn't show on my title slide, because I've already typed that in to my title slide. And I'm going to go ahead and click Apply, and that will then update all my slides. The next thing I'm going to do is adjust how just one of these layouts looks. Right now, all of my layouts, no matter whether I use a title layout or a title and content layout or a to content layout, they all have this same background. But I want to make it so that my title slide in particular has a different background, and I'm going to make it so that it is a picture of Hill. So again, I'm going to go ahead and go to my Slide Master and bring up my background dialog box launcher, and this time I'm going to do a picture. And what this will allow me to do is insert from a file a picture of Hill, and those are saved underneath the following location. If you go to your computer, and if you go to Courses, Computer Class Files, and this is different than where you may normally go, Computer Class Files, and then there is a folder in here called Hill Logos, Photos, Sound Clips. I'm going to open that up, and there is a bunch of different things in here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Hill logo large, or the Hill photo. Insert that. I think that looks good. Be careful not to click Apply to All, because I don't want that to apply to all of these templates, just this one. And I can see it looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and close it out. And now I might need to do some adjustments to the font. This gray font is a little difficult to read, so I'm actually going to go ahead and maybe make that a different color. So I'm going to go up here, change it to, let's say, blue. See how that looks. Still a little bit hard to read, but maybe a light blue a little easier to read, and that kind of keeps along with school colors, maybe even red. Let's go with red. All right, so now my title slide will be readable, and it is good to go. Now, once I'm done with this, messing with my slide master, or my slide master and my title master, I want to close out of this so that I can get back to my actual slides. To do this, I want to make sure I click on the Slide Master tab, click on Close Master View, and it should bring you back to your slides where now they are adjusted so that the backgrounds and fonts match what you changed on the Slide Masters. I'm going to go ahead and go to my About the Author slide here, and I'm going to adjust the layout. So instead of using the title and content layout, I'm going to use a to content layout. All right, when I click on that, what it does is it picks up those words that I did type in there about myself and then pushes them to the side and gives me a second area here where I can insert my picture. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Insert Picture from File and then navigate to my picture. Now, if your picture is not on your computer, we can go ahead and give that to you tomorrow. And so for now, just change the layout. But I do have mine on my computer, underneath my computer or my pictures. And let's find where that is. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do the high def version. And it should resize itself so it just barely fits in there. Looks perfect. Notice the date is down here at the bottom as well as the slide number because we did that in the Slide Master view. The final step is to go to your other content slides, and you can do this for at least 3 of them, but you could do it for all of them, and insert a clip art and or picture to any of these. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and go to Academic Challengers. I'm going to change my layout to a to content, and I'm going to insert a picture from there and use maybe one of the other logos from, let's say, cross country. Put that in there, and that can be one of the academic challenges, or maybe more appropriately, I could put that on the activities page where I talk about the sports that happen here at Hill. Once you have these all done, make sure that you don't have too many pictures on each of these pages. Make sure that everything's readable, and then go ahead and save this, and you are ready to move on to part 4. That worksheet is located in the folders at the side of the room.